Losing a spouse is one of the hardest things anyone can go through. It's not just the deep ache of grief. It's the weight of all the choices you suddenly have to make alone. In those moments of pain, loneliness, or even pressure from others, it's so easy to make decisions that feel right, but lead to regrets, financial strain, or emotional hurdles that make healing tougher. The truth is, while grief is deeply personal, there are some mistakes that can make this already difficult time even harder. In this video, we're sharing 5 costly pitfalls to avoid after losing your spouse, mistakes that many people make without realizing they're not ready. These insights aren't just about dodging errors. They're about helping you move through this chapter with clarity, dignity, and the support you deserve. So stay with us until the end, because knowing these can protect your heart, your finances, and your future. Let's start with the first mistake to avoid holding on to every possession without letting go. After losing your spouse, their belongings, clothes, books, even small things like a favorite mug, carry so many memories. Each item feels like a piece of them, and the idea of parting with anything can feel like letting go of the life you shared. It's so natural to want to keep everything just as it was, to hold tight to those reminders. But keeping every single thing forever can sometimes weigh you down, making it harder to find peace and move forward with your healing. It's not about erasing their memory. It's about finding a balance that lets you honor them while giving yourself space to breathe. There's no rule that says you have to clear everything out right away, and it's okay to keep special items that bring you comfort, but leaving their entire wardrobe in the closet, their chair untouched, or the house exactly as it was for years, can turn your home into a heavy reminder of loss instead of a place of warmth. Over time, this can keep you anchored in grief, making it tougher to embrace the new chapter of your life. Take Harold, for example. He was 76 when his wife of 55 years passed away. For months, he left her things untouched. Her shoes by the door, her sweaters in the dresser, her favorite armchair. Empty. At first, it felt like a way to stay close to her. But as time went on, he noticed that seeing those items every day kept him stuck in the same sorrow. When he finally started sorting through her things, keeping a few treasures like her favorite scarf and a handwritten note, he felt a surprising sense of relief. It wasn't about forgetting her. It was about making room for healing. Letting go doesn't mean you love them any less. It's about choosing what truly holds meaning and finding ways to carry their memory in a way that feels light and loving. Start small. Pick out a few items that mean the most, like a piece of jewelry, a photo, or a letter, and give them a special place in your home. Then, when you're ready, begin sorting through the rest, deciding what can be let go. There's no rush, and you don't have to do it all at once. Some people find comfort in repurposing items, turning an old shirt into a quilt, making a memory book from letters, or passing special things to family members who will cherish them. These acts keep your spouse's presence alive in a way that brings warmth instead of sadness. Another thing to watch for, it's pressure from others. Friends or family might suggest clearing things out to move on, but they don't always understand how personal this process is. This is your journey, and you get to decide when and how to let go. If you're not ready, that's okay. Take your time, but also notice if holding on to everything is coming from fear or guilt, keeping you in a place of pain longer than feels right. Grief isn't about the things we keep. It's about the love and memories we carry in our hearts. No object can replace your spouse, and clinging to every item won't bring them back. Instead, letting go in small, thoughtful ways can be a gentle step toward healing, a way to honor them, while making space for your own life to continue. Think of Sarah, who struggled with her husband's belongings for over a year. Eventually, she kept his favorite watch and a few photos, donated his clothes to a charity he supported, and gave his books to her grandchildren. Each step felt hard, but it also felt like a loving way to share his legacy. Her home started to feel like hers again, a place where she could remember him with joy instead of constant sorrow. Moving forward doesn't mean leaving your spouse behind. It means carrying their love in a way that lets you live with both their memory and new moments of peace. If this is touching your heart, please drop number 5 in the comments to let me know you're here. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss our next video. Your support means the world and helps us keep sharing these gentle guiding messages to comfort and encourage you. Now let's talk about the second mistake to watch out for: pulling away from friends and family. When you lose your spouse, the pain can feel so deep that all you want is to be alone. Grief is personal, and sometimes solitude seems like the only way to make sense of it all. It's okay to need that space for a little while, but completely shutting out the people who care about you can lead to a loneliness that's even harder to climb out of. What starts as "I just need some time" can quietly turn into a habit of isolation, one that makes healing feel so much heavier. Human connection is like a lifeline, especially when you're grieving. Studies show that staying too isolated for too long can take a toll not just on your heart, but on your body too. It can weaken your immune system, raise your blood pressure, and even affect how long you feel strong and healthy. On the flip side, even small moments with others can lighten the load, reminding you that you're not alone in this. Think of Walter, who was 78 when his wife of 52 years passed away. He stopped answering calls, skipped family dinners, and stayed inside, telling himself he wasn't ready to face anyone. He thought no one could understand his pain, and being alone felt easier. But months went by, and instead of feeling better, he felt worse. Tired, empty, and stuck. Then a neighbor gently insisted he come over for coffee. That one small visit turned into a weekly routine, then regular chats with friends. Slowly, Walter felt a shift. The pain was still there, but it wasn't so heavy when he shared it with others. You don't have to dive into big gatherings or force yourself to be chatty if you're not ready. It's about small steps. Maybe picking up the phone for a quick call, taking a short walk with a friend, or sitting quietly with someone you trust. Even just being around others, listening to their stories, can remind you that life is still moving forward, and that there are people who want to be there for you. Sometimes grief can make you feel irritable, or like no one gets what you're going through, and it's tempting to push people away. But those who love you, your kids, your friends, your neighbors, they may not have the perfect words, but their presence is a gift. Letting them in, even just a little, can bring comfort in ways you might not expect. It also helps to connect with others who've walked this path. A grief support group, a community gathering, or even an online forum can feel like a safe space where your feelings are understood. Talking to people who've been through the same loss can make you feel less alone, like your heart is being heard. Grief doesn't have a set timeline, and there's no right way to feel. But closing yourself off completely makes the journey so much harder. Instead, try reaching out in tiny ways at your own pace. Those connections, whether it's a warm conversation or just a shared silence, can bring strength, hope, and even small moments of joy. When you need them most, you don't have to carry this alone. And there are people waiting to walk beside you, one gentle step at a time. If this is resonating with you, please drop number 2 in the comments to let me know you're here. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing and hitting the bell so you don't miss our next video. Your support means the world and helps us keep sharing these messages to encourage and uplift you. Let's move to the third mistake, to steer clear of neglecting your own health and well-being. When you lose your spouse, grief can take over everything. It's so easy to let things like doctor's visits, proper meals, or daily routines slip away. You might feel too overwhelmed to care, or maybe you even feel guilty, as if taking care of yourself somehow means you're not honoring the depth of your loss. But here's the truth. Looking after yourself doesn't lessen your love or your grief. It's what gives you the strength to keep going, to carry their memory forward, while still living your life. Ignoring your health only makes this already tough journey harder. Grief doesn't just weigh on your heart. It affects your body too. Research shows that losing a spouse can raise your risk for things like heart issues, a weaker immune system, or even memory struggles. The stress can mess with your sleep spike, your blood pressure, or change how you eat. Some folks lose their appetite entirely, while others lean on quick, unhealthy comfort foods. Over time, these small shifts can add up, leaving you feeling weaker and less like yourself. The goal isn't to snap back to normal right away. That's not realistic. It's about making small, gentle choices to keep your body and mind strong enough to handle the emotions you're carrying. Take James, for example. He was 81 when his wife passed, and he stopped cooking for himself. He'd tell himself he wasn't hungry, and when he did eat, it was usually something processed and easy. A few months in, he started feeling drained. Couldn't sleep well and was just plain worn out. His daughter noticed and gently nudged him to start eating regular meals again, even if he didn't feel like it. Slowly, he began making simple, nutritious dishes and drinking more water. Those small changes made a big difference. His energy came back. His mood steadied, and he felt better equipped to face his grief. It wasn't about erasing the pain. It was about giving himself a stronger foundation to carry it. Self-care goes beyond food. It's about movement, sleep, and your emotional health too. If you used to walk or exercise with your spouse, it can feel hard to keep that up alone. But even a short daily stroll can lift your spirits, ease stress, and help you stay healthy for the long haul. Maybe try a local walking group or a gentle exercise class. It's a chance to move your body and connect with others at the same time. And don't skip those doctor's appointments. It's tempting to put off checkups when you're feeling overwhelmed, but staying on top of your health, managing any conditions, keeping up with medications, can make such a difference in how you feel inside and out. Your mental health matters just as much. Grief can bring waves of sadness, anxiety, or even hopelessness, especially if you're feeling isolated. If you're struggling, don't be afraid to reach out. Talking to a counselor, joining a grief support group, or even sharing your feelings with a close friend can feel like a weight lifted. There's no shame in asking for help. It's a brave step toward healing. Your spouse would have wanted you to be okay, to find moments of peace and strength. Honoring their memory doesn't mean neglecting yourself. It means living in a way that lets you carry their love forward. You're still here, and your well-being is worth protecting. Grief is heavy, but small acts of care, like eating a good meal, taking a walk, or making that doctor's appointment, can help you feel a little lighter. You don't have to do it all at once. Just take it one step at a time, knowing that taking care of yourself is a way to honor both your life and the love you shared. If this is hitting home, please leave number 3 in the comments to let me know you're with me. And if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button and the bell so you don't miss our next video. Your support keeps us going, helping us share these heartfelt messages to guide and uplift you. Now let's talk about the 4th mistake to avoid rushing into a new relationship too soon. Losing your spouse leaves a hole in your heart that can feel impossible to fill. The loneliness that comes with grief is one of the hardest parts, and it's only natural to crave companionship, someone to share your days with again. But jumping into a new relationship before you've had time to process your loss can lead to more heartache and confusion. Grief is a journey, and moving too quickly into something new often comes from a longing to ease the pain rather than being truly ready for a fresh start. Everyone heals at their own pace. There's no set timeline for grief. Some people need years before they even think about dating again, while others might feel ready sooner. But when your emotions are still raw, it's easy to seek out a relationship for the wrong reasons, like trying to fill the void, escape loneliness, or recapture what you've lost. Those feelings are so understandable, but relationships built on those needs often don't have the steady ground they need to last. Take Barbara, for example. She was Santu when she lost her husband of nearly 50 years. A few months later, a friend introduced her to someone, and she quickly found herself in a new relationship. At first, it felt like a lifeline, someone to talk to, share meals with, and ease the ache of being alone. But as time went on, she realized the relationship was moving faster than she was ready for. She felt trapped, unsure if she was in it for the right reasons. Eventually, she stepped back to focus on herself, wishing she'd given her heart more time to heal. After decades with your spouse, their presence is woven into your routines, your memories, your life. Starting something new before you've worked through that loss can lead to unfair comparisons or feelings of guilt, like you're somehow betraying the one you loved. Those emotions are normal, but they need time and care to sort through before you open your heart again. A new relationship should come from a place of genuine connection, not just a need for comfort. And there's another thing to watch for. Sadly, some people prey on those who are grieving, offering kindness or companionship to take advantage of your vulnerability. Whether it's a scammer pushing for financial decisions or someone pressuring you to commit too quickly. Trust your instincts. If someone's rushing you, pulling you away from friends and family, or asking for big commitments early on, those are red flags you shouldn't ignore. This doesn't mean you have to close the door on love or companionship forever. Many people find beautiful, meaningful relationships later in life, and that's something to cherish. But the strongest ones happen when you're ready. When you've taken time to grieve, rediscover who you are, and find peace in your own company. Take Linda, for instance, who waited 2 years before dipping her toe into dating. She spent that time reconnecting with herself, joining a book club, and leaning on friends. When she did meet someone new, it felt right. Not like a bandage for her pain, but a true connection built on mutual care. If you're thinking about dating again, go slow. Take time to figure out what you really want in a relationship. Talk to trusted friends or family about how you're feeling. They can offer perspective and support. And don't let anyone else's opinions, whether they think it's too soon or that you shouldn't be alone, push you into a decision that's not yours. This is your journey, and you get to decide what feels right. There's no rush, no deadline. The most important thing is to care for yourself first, so that if love comes along, it's built on a foundation of healing strength and true readiness. If this is speaking to you, please leave number 4 in the comments to let me know you're here. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and the bell so you don't miss our next video. Your support helps us keep sharing these heartfelt messages to guide and uplift you. Let's move to the 5th mistake: to avoid jumping into big financial decisions too soon. After losing your spouse, it's natural to feel overwhelmed by all the practical things that need sorting. Bank accounts, insurance policies, investments, or even whether to keep the house. In the midst of grief, it might seem like making quick decisions will bring some control or stability back into your life. But here's the thing. Grief can cloud your thinking, and choices that feel right in the moment might not be what's best for you down the road. Whether it's selling your home, moving to a new place, or making large investments, rushing into these decisions can lead to regrets that are hard to undo. Take Margaret, for example. She was semi-poor when she lost her husband, and everyone around her, friends, family, even advisors, told her to downsize right away. It sounded sensible. Less upkeep, lower costs, a fresh start. So just a few months later, she sold the home they'd shared for 40 years and moved to a small apartment in a new town. But as the fog of grief lifted, she realized she'd acted out of panic. She missed her old neighborhood, her familiar routines, and the comfort of the home filled with memories. If she could go back, she'd have given herself more time to think it through. It's not just about big moves like selling a house. After losing a spouse, you might find people approaching you with investment opportunities, high-pressure sales pitches, or even well-meaning but misguided advice. Sadly, some see your vulnerability as an opportunity. If anyone is pushing you to sign papers, make a large withdrawal, or invest quickly, take a deep breath and step back. Good financial decisions are rarely made in a hurry. Another trap is giving away money or assets too soon, maybe to children, grandchildren, or charities. While it feels good to be generous, especially in your grief, handing out large sums or dividing assets too early can leave you in a tough spot later on. What seems affordable now might not be sustainable years from now. The best advice: hit pause. Experts suggest the 1-year rule. Wait at least a year before making any major, irreversible financial moves. This gives you time to process your loss and see things more clearly. Find a trusted professional, a financial advisor, who understands your long-term needs to guide you. The months after losing your spouse are for finding your footing, not taking big risks. By taking your time and seeking wise counsel, you can avoid financial missteps that add stress to an already heavy time. Your future deserves decisions made with care, not haste. As we come to the end, let's take a moment to reflect. Losing your spouse is one of life's deepest sorrows, reshaping your days, your thoughts, and even your hopes for the future. In the midst of that grief, every choice you make carries weight, either lifting you toward healing or adding to the burden. By saying no to these 5 mistakes, rushing into financial decisions, shutting out loved ones, neglecting your health, jumping into a new relationship too soon, and holding on to every possession you give yourself, the gift of a clearer, gentler path forward. Grief doesn't have a finish line, and there's no right way to navigate it. But avoiding these pitfalls can help protect your heart, your strength, and your future. Healing doesn't mean forgetting the one you loved, and moving forward doesn't mean leaving them behind. It's about carrying their memory in a way that lets you live with purpose, find moments of peace, and even rediscover joy in the days ahead. What touched you most today? Which of these lessons feels like it could make a difference in your journey? Please share one thing you're taking away in the comments below. Your thoughts mean so much to us, and they inspire us to keep going. If this video spoke to you, give it a like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need these words. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you in the next video, ready to walk alongside you with more support and encouragement.